So our tipster in focus this week, Mike, is Chris Roots. Not sure if that's his nickname, but we might need to ask him that.
Can confirm it is.
You can?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Mike's got some insight there. Chris Roots from Sydney Morning Herald, of course.
Yep.
Probably one of the first form guides that hit the market back when you got your papers to read the form.
Back in your day, mate.
Thank you for that. So interestingly with Chris, what we did is to find our tipster in focus is we look at the leaderboards, going great short term. He's had a great second day of the championship.
Strong 7-day profit there, and he's managed to jag Salino,
the winner of the Sydney Cup. Got to be happy with that.
Back at the start before. Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
Standard.
We won't talk about that. But the other great thing to point out there is 8% profit on turnover, starting price, mind you, from 350 tips over the 6 months. I mean, anyone would be happy with that.
And even more so the fact that he's getting his tips in nice and early, and there's a bit going on there.
That's right. I mean, anyone who tips for a newspaper publication has to hit editing deadlines.
Exactly.
Pretty sure Chris has got to hit sort of Thursday morning early. If you said to a punter, listen, you don't get the punt on Friday or Saturday for Saturday races. You've got to put them in on Thursday.
Millions.
They'd be crying in the streets, wouldn't they?
Gone.
Well, that's what Chris has had to do for years and years, and he's produced these stats. Why don't we give him a call and find out how he does it?
All right.
G'day, Chris. How you going?
Hi, Damien. How are you?
Yeah, good. Great to have you on the program, Chris. Got Michael Gannon here as well.
G'day, Chris.
G'day,
How are you, mate?
G'day, Michael. How are you going?
Good, mate. Very well.
Chris, obviously coming off a great week, Championships Day 2, 53% pot. And just looking back over your last 6 months, a very strong 8% pot, and that's off starting price, and 350 tips, certainly the envy of most punters, I'd imagine. Chris, I just wondering if you can give punters a bit of insight into how you go about picking your winners, mate.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of something that starts really early in the week, because once acceptance noms come out, you're looking not only for tipping but for stories, and you're going through the field and sort of trying to work out which horses you like and which will be good stories. So, I do a bit of work Monday and Tuesdays, and particularly with bigger races with early markets. So you're looking for an edge there, and then by Wednesday you've sort of got a fairly clear view in your head before barriers and riders come out. And once you see that, that's when, unfortunately, we have to pull the trigger for the newspaper industry and put our tips on a piece of paper.
How do you deal with those challenges, mate? Obviously, weather and track bias and perceived track bias and things like that play a big part in it. What sort of tips would you have for anyone that's looking to make that early assessment, Chris?
I do it a bit differently to a few other people. Like I always get to a point where I find the horses I like and then play the horses I like off against the rest of the field. So if I like one or two in a field, I sort of then wait for the markets to come out and have a look and see how I feel they sit next to the rest of the field. So. I'm not really a ratings man. I can understand pricing and things like that, but that's a different way of looking at it. I try and find a horse that I like, and then see if I can find a horse that could beat it in the race, and that can change with track conditions and things like that. And sometimes you're guessing and saying it's going to be a slow track, and it ends up good, and sometimes it's the other way around. But you just got to. I've got a sort of system where I tend to stay with the same horses except when it gets really wet.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly looks like it's working well for you there, Chris, looking at the stats. I mean, just before we let you go, Chris, just wondering if we can get a bit of an early tip out of you, mate. I'm sure you're still going through the process at the moment, but is there anything that stands out for All-Age Stakes Day on Saturday?
Well, I think Jim Martini will run a really good race in the Champagne. I think it looks like a filly on the way up, and I saw it at Randwick on Breakfast at the Stars morning, and it's a big, bulky filly. I think she'll get home really hard in the race. Halal will be really hard to beat, but that's where I'm heading there. And I guess the looking at the highway in the first, it'd be great to see Redicon win the race. It's going to be last horse trained by Neville Late, and Tommy Berry's riding it. And I know it'll be a very emotional win after Neville died earlier this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would certainly be a great story. Hey, thanks very much for sharing those insights, and great insights there, especially with the challenge of having to hit, just in case we just get it out there, Chris, the Thursday morning you've got to get your tips in where most punters are probably got up to the death to get theirs in. So, look, huge challenge, but certainly looks like you're taking that challenge up there, mate, with those stats. So thanks again, Chris. We appreciate your time and keep up the good work, mate.
No problems. Thank you.